CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Finally getting some much-needed rain here. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Iranpour. Some light rain starting off, especially in North County. So let's send it right over to Evan Narani to check in on where that rain is.
How about that? Some rain, wind, cooler temperatures. It seems like the first winter, so to speak, storm of the season, but we're still in the fall season, so a little bit early on the winter end. Snow possible over the mountaintops from late tonight into early tomorrow, but for now it's in the form of rain. At least that's what we're expecting over the next several hours. Wind pretty breezy for the deserts right now, and along the coast and inland, mid 60-degree temperatures is what we're expecting as our afternoon highs. AM showers, a little bit of sun expected by the PM time frame. So we'll show you what that imagery looks like right now on satellite radar, making its way through about the Orange County area, headed into San Diego County as we speak. So Oceanside right now starting to pick up on a few sprinkles. Looks like even downtown San Diego is starting to see a couple light sprinkles as well. This will all continue in the same fashion between now and about 9-10 a.m. Clouds are going to prevail for a good portion of the late morning, and then by the afternoon we should get a bit of the sun peeking through. Light accumulations, again, 1/10 of an inch or so, so very light. This will repeat itself again tomorrow. More rain through the morning hours, and then sunshine for the weekend. Ned, I'll send things back to you for now.
Thank you so much, Evan. And yeah, if it's raining where you are, go ahead, send us some photos and videos. Go to the Near Me section. It's at the bottom right of our CBS 8 app. Click on the Share With Us button, and you can upload the pictures and videos. Anytime we do get any significant rain, it's an area that's prone to flooding. That would be the San Diego River. You'll see us reporting live from there a lot. Now, there's a $700 million plan in the works to try and address that.
So the plan is also to give this area a makeover. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol is live in Mission Valley to explain more on this. Good morning.
Good morning, Eric and Netta. I'm standing where when it does rain, and we just felt a couple of sprinkles here in Mission Valley, it really does significantly flood. So growing up in San Diego, I really didn't experience the San Diego River much other than knowing that it's not really fun to get around when rain comes. But this new project is really exciting because it could bring bike paths on either side of the river, also riverfront dining and other amenities. But we spoke to the city and county that say that they first have to address homeless encampments along the river before they get started.
We've partnered with the Regional Task Force on Homelessness, with the city and the county, to make sure that as this trail gets developed, that the outreach workers are there, the shelter beds are there, the opportunities are there, so we can get homeless out of these canyons, get them out of these areas as we develop it into something beautiful.
Now, you just heard County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher, who's spearheading the efforts for the county to move forward with the plan that would develop that San Diego River from Ocean Beach to right here in Mission Valley, all the way through the mountains as far inland as Julian. He says the county and city have agreed to a new financing plan that would pay for it without a tax increase. It involves establishing an enhanced infrastructure financing district that would bring money to help execute the River Master Park plan of $700 million. Now, that plan envisions a trail system that would run from the mountains to the ocean, adding more pathways for pedestrians and cyclists on both sides of the river. Now, officials predict they will have a better idea of when and how to move forward in the next 12 months. Of course, this is in the very early beginning stages of this, but it's exciting to look forward to a new project that will bring a lot of access to a beautiful feature San Diego has. I'm Dana Marie McNichol, coming to you live from Mission Valley.
All right, Dana Marie, thank you for that. Now, Election Day is Tuesday, less than a week out. This morning, poll worker safety is top of mind after incidents of intimidation around the country.
The Department of Justice has reported a string of violent threats against election workers. So far, election officials in San Diego say there haven't been any threats here locally, but they're remaining vigilant.
Going into any election cycle, we coordinate efforts with our local law enforcement, with federal officials to plan going into election day.
You are being encouraged to vote early. Ballots can be dropped off at the post office, official drop boxes, or any of the voting centers around the county. Tune into CBS 8 for all of your election coverage. We're going to have the latest results the morning after the election, as those numbers oftentimes are still coming in.
And President Biden is coming here to San Diego tomorrow. He'll attend a campaign event for Congressman Mike Levin. His administration is hoping to turn the tide in an election that Politico recently deemed a toss-up. It's between Levin and his opponent, Republican Brian Marriott. The president is also set to speak at an unspecified event on Friday. President Biden campaigned in Florida yesterday, where former President Trump will headline a rally there this weekend.
This morning, the Federal Reserve is expected to announce another interest rate increase in an effort to fight inflation. The expected 0.75 percentage point bump would be its fourth consecutive hike of that size. Economists are hopeful this could be the final such move, saying the Fed could possibly shift to slow rate increases starting next month. This morning, a park that was once home to a controversial statue in Chula Vista has a new name.
It all comes after the city permanently removed a Christopher Columbus statue from that park. CBS 8's Chris Grow live in Chula Vista. Now, city leaders just decided this late last night, right, Chris?
Yeah, they did. And so now this park, formerly known as Discovery Park, will be known as Kumeyaay Park, again honoring some of the tribes here that actually were here before Christopher Columbus ever set foot in the Americas. And so again, they wanted to make sure to not only be historically accurate, but also honor those in the community that do belong to those tribes. Now, this was something, again, that has been a bit of a controversial point here in the city of Chula Vista, as well as other cities across the nation here. Again, what to do with statues of Christopher Columbus and parks named after him, or again, named in some sort of way towards to honor him. Now, in fact, a task force was even created to look into action items. They presented them last night, and one of them was to change the name. Now, 3 other native names were on the table that all highlighted and acknowledged the original founders of this land. The statue was removed last year after it was graffitied, but the city still needs to decide what will take its place. Council members don't want to erase history, so a plaque will go up likely soon to educate the community on Indigenous people who came before Christopher Columbus. That statue has been up since 1990, but it was removed again last year. The same year, Discovery Park was named back in 1990. A local developer, McMillan Company, they paid $100 grand for the statue back then. They're the ones who took it back, and they've agreed to not display it publicly. But again, what will go in its place is sort of the next thing here. But so far, what we've seen is just in a year's time, the Christopher Columbus statue has been removed, and the park, the name, completely changed, now known as Kumeyaay Park. Eric and Netta.
Oh, I love seeing all these festivities. Look at those smiling faces. Dia de los Muertos celebrations continue today. And that was the scene you're looking at in Chula Vista last night. Look at that altar. Isn't that impressive? Mm-hmm. Typically, November 1st is when families remember children who have passed away. Today is about remembering adults. So tonight, the Old Town Chamber of Commerce will host a candlelight procession. It'll go from the Immaculate Conception Church onto El Campo Santo Cemetery. It is happening at 6 p.m. even if it rains. But as Evan has been telling us, this is more of a morning kind of rain event.
Yeah, this morning we've already seen some of those showers pop up. Tomorrow morning, again, we'll see kind of a repeat for each of these rain events through the early morning hours today and tomorrow. We're expecting about 1/10 of an inch of rain. Inland valleys, 2/10 of an inch is about where we'll get. By the time you head off toward the mountaintops, heavier accumulations can be expected. 3/10, 4/10 of an inch. And if we switch over to snow, which there is a chance that we do, we could even see an inch or so of snow falling across the mountaintops. So quite a difference compared to just a couple weeks ago, where temperatures were in the 90s thanks to those Santa Anas. When we look at our satellite radar imagery right now, you can see the scattered showers popping up across North County as we speak, just north of Del Mar. Farther south, we're seeing the next wave come through just around San Diego through the South Bay, so that'll make its arrival in the hours to come. Again, so far things have remained very, very light out there. Cloud cover is decent. Wind advisory is also going to be in effect as of noon today, lasting through about 11 a.m. on your Thursday. It's been expanded to include now the coastline, so watch out if you're along the immediate coast and even pushing slightly farther inland. Another wind advisory off toward Imperial County, so really just Southern California as a whole is looking at plenty of onshore wind as we head into the next couple days. We're also watching this winter weather advisory. This takes effect at 10 p.m. It lasts through 8 a.m. Snow is expected above 5,500 feet today, so In San Diego County, not too much of a threat for today, but late tonight and early tomorrow, well, that's when that snow level drops from 5,500 feet to 4,000 feet. So pretty decent drop. Big Bear Mountain, for example, is favoring over 3 inches of snow in their forecast. So ski resorts, this is kind of the time where they're going to start to pick up on a little bit of that snow, and snow over the mountain passes as well. Today and tomorrow are the days we're watching out for cooler temperatures. We are going to see afternoon highs in the upper 50s and low 60s for today and tomorrow. And then by the time we get into Friday, ridge of high pressure starts to build just briefly. For Friday through Sunday, we pick up on sunshine, gradually warming temperatures as well. Another round of showers possible as we head into the beginning of next week, Monday, Tuesday. So don't let your guard down too much. But again, all in all, this is a very light event, and there could even be some sunshine peeking through by the afternoon. As far as traffic goes this morning, things have been very light on the roads, not much in terms of volume. CBS8.com/traffic is the place to find the latest in your traffic maps and to see how that morning commute is shaping up.